Hello, Trouble Girl. We are going to learn about reported speech with tense changes in this lesson. When we want to report what someone said, we can use direct speech or reported speech. In direct speech, we use quotation marks and give the exact words that the person said. For example, Cherry said, "I am going to the lake today." In reported speech, we do not use the quotation marks. In addition, we need to change some of the words the person said. This is because another person may report the words at a different place and time. For example, Cherry said that she was going to the lake that day. If we use our common sense, these changes are quite easy to remember. Let's look at them one by one. 1. Reporting verbs. We usually use a reporting verb such as said or told us in the past tense. For example, Cherry said that she was going to the lake that day, or Cherry told us that she was going to the lake that day. 2. That. We can use the conjunction that to introduce a reported speech clause. So we can say, Cherry said that she was going to the lake that day, or Cherry told us that she was going to the lake that day. We can also leave out that when we use reporting verbs such as said and told us. So we can say, Cherry said she was going to the lake that day, or Cherry told us she was going to the lake that day. However, if we use some other reporting verbs such as replied and shouted, we cannot leave out that. So the sentence, Cherry replied she was going to the lake that day, is incorrect. We have to say, Cherry replied that she was going to the lake that day. 3. Tense. When we report a speech, it is always after the original speech has been said. So, after a past reporting verb, the verb of the direct speech moves one step backwards in time. So, the verb becomes more past. This means that a present tense verb in direct speech, for example, sees, becomes past tense in reported speech, for example, saw. And a past tense verb in direct speech, for example, saw, becomes past perfect, had seen, in reported speech. Here are some examples of how we change verbs into the past in reported speech. Direct speech, reported speech. See or sees, saw. Am, is or are seeing, was or were seeing. Has or have seen, had seen. Verbs already in the past are changed to the past perfect in reported speech. Here are some examples. Saw, had seen. Ran, had run. Modal verbs in the present tense change to the past tense in reported speech. Can see, could see. Will be seeing, would be seeing. May see, might see. However, a modal in the past does not change in reported speech. Could see, might run, might run. 4. Pronoun. Remember, pronouns are pointing words. So, if Leo says I, we must use he when we report what Leo said. For example, in direct speech, Leo said, Monchi will be coming to my house. In reported speech, Leo said Monchi would be coming to my house is incorrect. In reported speech, it should be Leo said Monchi would be coming to his house. 5. Place and time. We often use words like here, now, and today to refer to the place and time in our speech. In reported speech, these words will change if the place and time of the reported speech is different. Here are some examples. Direct speech, reported speech. Here, there, this, that, now, then, today, that day, tomorrow, the next day, or the following day, yesterday, the day before, or the previous day, next Friday, the following Friday, last Friday, the previous Friday. For example, in direct speech, Monchi said, "We went to the lake last Friday." In reported speech, Monchi said they went to the lake the previous Friday. 6. Punctuation. The final thing to change will be punctuation marks. Reported speech does not have quotation marks, and it always ends with a full stop. So we must change the exclamation mark to a full stop in reported speech. For example, in direct speech, Leo said, "I'm hungry." In reported speech, Leo said he was hungry. Now, Turbo Girl, can you tell us what you have learned in this lesson?
Okay, we learned how to change direct speech to reported speech. For example, in direct speech, Cherry said, "I am going to the lake today." In reported speech, Cherry said that she was going to the lake that day. There are 6 things to remember when we report Cherry's words. First, we use reporting verbs such as said or told us in the past tense to introduce a reported speech clause. Second, for certain reporting verbs such as said and told us, we can choose whether we want to add the conjunction that. For certain other reporting verbs such as shouted, we must add that after the reporting verb. Third, we usually change the verb of the reported speech by making it more past. So, am going becomes was going. Fourth, we must also change the pronoun I to she. Fifth, the place and time of reported speech is usually changed too. So, today becomes that day. Finally, we must change the exclamation mark to a full stop.
Very good, Turbo Girl.